All right, welcome. Think of this as an essential intelligence briefing for senior leadership. Today, we're going to break down a really fundamental and, frankly, dangerous shift in how we need to think about cyber risk. The core idea here is that our old way of doing things, especially that annual security training checkbox, isn't just failing us anymore. It's actually become an active liability in this new era of AI-powered threats. So to really get why this is such a big deal, we have to look at how the battlefield itself has completely changed. We've moved through three different eras. First, we were in what you could call the era of annual compliance, which, let's be honest, was really just about checking a box. Then things got a little better. We moved into the era of simulation, throwing in some basic phishing tests. But today, we are deep in the era of behavioral change. And this isn't just some small step up, it is a completely new arms race, and it's being fueled by AI. It demands a totally different way of thinking. So here's how we're going to walk through this. We'll start by defining this new era of risk and pinpoint exactly why that old annual training model is now a liability. Then we'll look at the specific AI-powered playbooks that are exploiting this weakness and trace how that cascades into real business impact. And finally, we'll get to the solution: how to build AI-driven resilience and what the new mandate for the board needs to be. All right, let's dive into our first section, a new era of risk. If there's one thing to take away from this, it's that the old rules of cyber defense, well, they just don't apply anymore. We are not defending against predictable static attacks. We are in a constant, rapidly evolving arms race where our enemies are iterating and adapting at machine speed. And that brings us right to the heart of the problem, what we're calling the annual training liability. The model that most companies are still using isn't just failing to keep up, it's actively making the situation worse. It creates a false sense of security, which is probably the most dangerous risk any organization can carry. So this really begs a critical question for every single person in a leadership role. From a governance point of view, where is our biggest exposure? And as you're about to see, the answer isn't in our tech stack, it's in our people. And wow, this slide right here, it just lays it all out. Look at that graph. The blue line shows what happens to an employee's knowledge after that one-and-done training day. You see a spike, right? And then it just falls off a cliff within weeks. Now, look at the red line. That's the relentless exponential growth in the sophistication of AI threats. That giant space between them, that's what we call the liability gap. And what that really represents is about 11 months of deep, unmanaged risk for your entire organization. So what causes that gap? Well, it really boils down to four key failures of the old model. First off, the content is stale almost the second it's released. Second, there's absolutely no personalization. The CFO gets the same training as a marketing intern. Third, it becomes what we call compliance theater. We're just checking boxes and measuring completion, not actually reducing risk. And finally, as we just saw, human memory decays, which leaves our people, our human firewall, completely exposed. Okay, so we get why the old model is broken. Now let's talk about what's actually exploiting this gap. This is where the threat gets very real, very fast. The scary part? Adversaries are using commercially available AI, and the effect is absolutely devastating. We're seeing things like a tenfold spike in AI-generated deepfakes used to impersonate executives. Phishing isn't generic anymore. It's hyper-personalized using your own company's data. Malware is now smart enough to evolve on its own to avoid being detected. And the time from when a vulnerability is discovered to when it's exploited, that's shrunk from days to just a few minutes. And this slide here shows you the playbook. It's called the cognitive exploit funnel. It's kind of ironic. We spend billions on all this incredible tech, firewalls, multi-factor authentication, the whole shebang. But attackers are using AI to just sidestep all of it. They go straight for the one thing at the very center: human psychology. They're engineering attacks to exploit our trust, our sense of urgency, our fatigue. So at the end of the day, it's not the tech that fails. It's that our people are being played. And that, of course, brings us to what really matters at the board level: the business impact. A single breach that starts with one person is no longer just an IT problem. It's a full-blown business crisis that triggers a chain reaction of financial and legal consequences that land right in the boardroom. The best way to think about this is what we call the cascading blast radius. It all starts with one compromised employee right in the middle, but the damage is never, ever contained. In today's hyper-connected world, that damage immediately radiates outward, hitting your most important stakeholders, your customers, your partners, and yes, your investors. In that first ring of the blast, you get the customer impact. We're talking exposed personal data, which leads to your brand getting hammered, class action lawsuits, and massive regulatory fines. In the next ring, that damage spreads like a virus through your supply chain. A breach on your end infects your partners, which means huge contractual messes and operational chaos for everyone. And that brings us to the final ring. And honestly, for this audience, this is the one that should keep you up at night. Investor liability. The average cost of a breach has now soared to almost $5 million. But even more importantly, the new SEC cyber disclosure rules have serious teeth. There is now elevated personal liability for directors and officers if a board's oversight is deemed inadequate. This slide, well, it really just says it all, doesn't it? It captures the brutal reality we're in. On one side, you have the SEC giving you just 4 business days to disclose a major incident. On the other side, the AI-powered attack that caused it can be over and done with in a matter of minutes. That incredible time crunch creates a level of urgency that our old systems are just not designed to handle. So, how in the world do you fight back against that kind of speed and asymmetry? Well, the answer is pretty clear. You have to fight fire with fire. You have to fight AI with AI. It's time to stop playing defense and start building an active, AI-driven resilience. It's the only way to close that liability gap and actually defend at the speed of these new threats. And this table just lays out the choice perfectly. On the left, you've got the liability model, once a year, one size fits all, and all about compliance. On the right, you have the resilience model. It's continuous, it's adaptive, and it's focused on one thing: outcomes. Actual, measurable risk reduction. This isn't just a small upgrade, it's a fundamental shift in strategy. All right, this brings us to the finish line, the board's new mandate. It's time to turn everything we've talked about into a clear directive from a governance perspective. The board has a non-negotiable role to play here in making sure the organization is actually ready for what's coming. So what does that mandate look like? It's 3 very clear directives. First, retire compliance theater. The board needs to go on record and formally state that annual generic training is a known vulnerability. Second, mandate the shift. You have to direct management to transition to an AI-driven continuous model. And third, demand new metrics. Your CISO should no longer be reporting on who completed the training. They should be reporting on measurable, behavior-based risk reduction. I want to leave you with this one final thought, because it really gets to the core of everything we've discussed. The choice between annual and continuous training isn't just about different teaching styles anymore. It's a fundamental indicator of your entire organization's risk maturity. In this new era, the question isn't if you should adopt, it's how fast you can to fulfill your most basic duty of care.